Okay, guys, we have actually made it to the end of a really long week. The FBI has just caught Charlie Kirk's assassin, for real this time. They've got Discord messages, a confession, bullet engravings, and it was even his family who gave him up. Brazil's former president has just been sentenced to nearly 30 years in prison. NASA have never been more certain of life on Mars after releasing bombshell new evidence. Roblox is yet again getting major backlash, this time for Charlie Kirk. And turns out Joe Rogan was filming a podcast the moment he found out about Charlie Kirk, while speaking to Charlie Sheen. We're gonna be talking about all of that and so much more. Guys, just like and subscribe. I'm too exhausted to threaten you today. Just kidding. If you don't like and subscribe, I'll thrash you. Let's stop the yapping and let's get cracking. Okay, guys, I am happy to let you know this is pretty breaking. They got him in the last hour or so. So here is everything we know about Charlie Kirk's assassin. His name is Tyler Robinson. He is only 22 years old and he lives with his family in Washington, Utah. In fact, that is actually where he was taken into custody at around 10 p.m. on Thursday night. It's also around 200 miles away from the Utah University. That's about a 4-hour drive, which apparently he did, but he drove his own car. And still, despite this distance, the FBI were still able to arrest him within 36 hours after the shooting. The FBI director, Kash Patel, said that this was a historic time period and thanked the record-breaking 11,000 plus leads that were submitted by the public. The Utah governor said that around 8:20 a.m. Tyler was seen arriving at the Utah University in a gray Dodge Challenger, and he was wearing shorts, a t-shirt, and a backpack. And that's actually quite important because once he gets onto the roof where he eventually takes the shot, he changes his clothes. And those are the clothes that he is seen in that security footage where he is running away. And he's in long pants, a black t-shirt, and Converse. But then once he goes off of camera, he changes back into the original clothes, suggesting that this was a pre-planned getaway and that he was doing this to throw off detectives. In fact, we even have reports of a Utah Valley student seeing Tyler potentially on the roof twice in the weeks leading up to this. The student also added that a professor had also confronted the individual on the roof. Now, it turns out he was not a student at this university, although he had a brief time at this university in 2021, and apparently it was part of a scholarship.
Congratulations, you have been selected to receive the Resident Presidential Scholarship from Utah State University. This scholarship is available for 4 years or 8 semesters.
And his family also said that Tyler had become increasingly political in recent years. I mean, has not the whole of America become increasingly political? The family also told detectives about how one night at dinner, somewhat recently, Tyler mentioned that Charlie Kirk was going to be coming and speaking at that Utah College University, and how Tyler did not like Charlie Kirk and he did not like his viewpoints. Authorities also discovered Discord messages where Tyler was speaking about needing to retrieve a rifle from a drop-off point, and also messages about this rifle being wrapped in a towel. Now, despite this, they do say that Tyler acted alone and that currently there is no information that will lead to more arrests. But that is subject to change because this is still an ongoing investigation. Now, the bullets did have engravings. This is something that was speculation. Some people reporting yes, some people reporting no. But as I read them to you, I'll let you guys decide what they could mean and what motive this may suggest. Notices bulges OWO. Hey fascists, catch. If you read this, you are gay, LMAO, and oh, Bella Ciao. Now, Bella Ciao is actually an Italian song that was dedicated to the resistance who fought against the occupying troops of Nazi Germany. Now, in the end, it was actually Tyler's family members and a friend who got him to confess and also led the FBI to his location. As for the $100,000 reward that was offered up, we don't know if his father or anything took it, but there are unconfirmed reports currently that the father rejected the reward money. Now, Tyler has been booked into a Utah County jail and the death penalty will be pursued. It kind of gives echoes of the Luigi situation. Now, Utah's governor said that this was a watershed moment in America's history, that this was more than an attack on one individual, that it was an attack on the founding principles that Americans stand for, but he also questioned what kind of watershed moment was this. He said, is this an end of a really dark chapter in American history, or is it the beginning of a new one? He also said towards the end, social media is a cancer, log off. And also, kind of on that point, I'd also like to mention how many people got screwed over in the, I guess, search for this guy, because innocent people's identities were being drug up, their first name, their full name, their background, simply because people thought that they looked similar to those 2-megapixel fuzzy images that the FBI put out. And these images and this information was going viral of these individuals. Like, they were even looking into their past posts to see if they had similar glasses or even wore the same Converse shoes. Like, the amount of people that went viral as an assassin this week is crazy, simply because people wanted to put their findings on the internet rather than just submit it to the FBI directly. Now, as for the other updates, we've got Kirk's body. It was escorted on Air Force 2, which is the jet attributed to the vice president. In fact, J.D. Vance and his wife personally flew to Utah to retrieve Kirk's body and then bring it back to Phoenix. And also, when they landed in Phoenix, air traffic control, the radio was heard saying,
"Welcome home, Charlie. You didn't deserve it. May God bless your family."
There's also recently been a resolution filed by Representative Nancy Mace, who is petitioning to allow Charlie Kirk's body to lie in state in the U.S. Capitol. Oh, and also one wild clip that I've just seen recently, is this.
Yeah. Grab me out, brother. Hey, yo, grab me out. Let's go up, guys. Come on. Let's go up, guys. I don't know. Let's go. I have no idea. Let's go. Come on, guys. What are you doing? Get the fuck out. Let's go.
Yeah, so there's a lot of different ways that people reacted to this whole situation. Some people celebrated, some people froze, some people ran away, and some people somehow had the capacity to think, let me steal some hats. Wild. And that is about the updates. I think that's probably a good point to move on. Also this week, and just to bring the mood up a little bit, it is true what they say. Everything really is bigger in Texas. Even their policemen. Because this officer in training, Jordan Wilmore, has gone viral for just how massive bro is. It's reported that he's about 23 years old, 7'3" tall, which, for perspective, that's taller than Shaquille O'Neal. That's taller than LeBron James. It's taller than Andre the Giant. And he was named after being tall. Honestly, if this Jordan guy doesn't become the tallest policeman in history, then I don't know. The game's rigged. I mean, just look at the size of his pants alone. Apparently, it was a real effort to just try and find a uniform which fits him. He can barely even fit in the police car, and they had to find a custom vehicle for him. They really wanted bro. Now, unsurprisingly, he used to be a Division I basketball player. Shock. But then he kind of went into security, which I guess also makes sense. And now he is training to be a police officer, and I imagine he is going to pass with flying colors. In fact, once he does become a police officer, I bet you that crime rates are going to go down in the city or town of Kemha in Texas. Because just imagine you're committing a little bit of a steely, and then some police car rocks up and that bro gets out. In fact, the police themselves are saying that that's the case.
You're a 5'6" police chief. You can talk smack when your backup arrives. 7'3". He's in the academy. Coming to Kemah, Texas, soon.
Moving on. Also this week, Roblox are under fire again. They just cannot catch a break. And this is because apparently they have more than 100 in-game experiences relating to the Charlie Kirk assassination on their platform. Their platform, which has a lot of users that are like, I think it's like 60% are under the age of 13.
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Now, in-game experiences, for anyone who doesn't play Roblox, is basically mini games made by users. So I guess you're gonna have crazy stuff like that. And then Congresswoman Anna Paulina, she broke the story on X saying that she would ask the App Store and Apple to remove the freaking Roblox app if this wasn't dealt with immediately. And immediately, it was dealt with. Because not long later, I think it was in the matter of a few hours, she posted again on Twitter saying that their CEO is fully cooperating, and a spokesperson said that they will remove the 100 game experiences, saying they do not allow content which reenacts real-world violence or sensitive events. They then, and you're gonna love this one, they told everyone to report content or behavior that may not comply with their policies using our report abuse feature. Oh, don't drag that up, because you know how people feel about their report feature. Moving on. Oh, this next story is one inspired by our beloved Alex the editor personally, because in his words, I asked him about this story. I said, does this excite you? I need some perspective. This is his reply, and Alex, feel free to what music you feel is appropriate for this situation. First confirmation that life exists beyond Earth? The age-old question, are we alone in the universe? No. Life can and has existed before elsewhere, meaning we could find other habitable planets with life. That's pretty exciting, no? The idea that any of those stars could have life that you look above at night, twinkle, twinkle, that the biggest naysayer to that question was science itself. So you might be wondering, what the hell is Unc yapping about in all of that? Sorry, Alex, for hitting you with the Unc status. Well, NASA announced this week that they have discovered the best evidence ever for life on Mars. Now, they said that about a year ago, they found the potential biosignatures in a 3.5 billion-year-old Martian rock using their Perseverance rover. And they think it holds signs of microbial life. Now, I can feel people's eyes rolling. In fact, I can hear them. But don't you dare, because yes, I might have initially tutted as well that it wasn't little green men. That's the real one that we want. But Alex believes that microbial life matters too. So shut up and be amazed, because Alex is watching, literally watching you, probably from under your bed. Now, in these samples, they say they found organic carbon, iron phosphate, iron sulfide, and other compounds like semen, which are generally byproducts of microorganisms. Now, I did try and slice semen in there, which is not true. But I felt like the words that I was saying didn't do justice to Alex's excitement. So no, there is no semen that they found. But Alex wishes. And basically, they took all of these findings and they gave it to scientists. And those scientists studied it for over a year. And when they were asked by NASA, what do you guys think? Is there any other explanation for what we are seeing here? And they said, no. There is no other logical explanation other than life on Mars, at least that they can come up with now. NASA's science mission chief, Nikki Fox, said, quote, "It is the closest we've actually come to discovering ancient life on Mars." Now do you see what Alex is literally tapping his heels about right now? Those stars that you look up at each night could have microbial life. Honestly, I think we should quit our jobs. I think you should drop out of school. Because how do we go on from here after hearing that? We are not alone. Is it not clocking to you that Alex is standing on business? Alex, thank you for the inspiration of the story. Everyone say thank you to Alex. We appreciate you with your excitement. Moving on.
You know him as NEWSDADDY, but before NEWSDADDY, he was a whole different animal on this app.
I slide neatly into a hole. I get longer if you pull me. I fit snug in between breasts. I choke people when used incorrectly. And I work well when I'm jerked. What am I?
Bro, this isn't even funny. That's actually shocking.
Alright, we didn't find out the answer. What was it?
Obviously, I'm a seatbelt.
Oh, that round was fun. Oh, also, speaking about NASA, this is something that's wild. The Trump administration banned all Chinese nationals from potentially ever working for NASA again. So that means people from China, even holding US visas, will not be allowed to participate in any NASA programs or even have physical access to NASA's facilities. And the reason why is, you probably can guess it, but the second space race. Yeah, we covered that before. It's titled It Has Begun. Yeah, go watch that one. That one's pretty crazy. And they're essentially racing against Russia and China, who have teamed up to become the first countries to set up a lunar base on the moon. This is what the NASA administrator, Sean Duffy, had to say. China is not going to the moon with good intentions. America will get there first, preserving peace. Please elaborate what that means. What bad intentions do they have? Do they want to go up there and start a war? And why don't you? Why are you going to be the one to preserve peace? I'd love to know. Because this good guy, bad guy narrative is getting tiresome. We are now being told that we have to have intergalactic suspicions and beef with China as well now. And whoever else, and Russia too. I'm tired, man, of beefing with everyone. Why can't we be friends? Moving on. Also this week, we have got some massive developments from Brazil, the 5th largest area country in the world, 7th largest of population, 212 million people. Sorry, random facts in my mind. What are you here for? The news. On Thursday, their former president, Bolsonaro, who was in office between 2019 and 2022, has just been sentenced to 27 years in prison. That is massive. I believe that is one of the longest prison sentences ever served to a former president. One of. Now, this is because the court found him guilty of plotting a military coup to stay in power. Now, for all of the real OGs, you'll remember that back in the day, we covered this in 2022. So we were just the start of we were the NEWSDADDY village at that point. Yes, we've grown into an empire. But for all the villagers that were still watching, you will remember that Bolsonaro lost the election to Lula in 2022, but he was then accused of falsely stating that the election was rigged, leading to a conspiracy to stay in power. I remember those protests. They were crazy. Now, after this verdict, Bolsonaro's lawyers called the sentence absurdly excessive and they would appeal the ruling. He was even put under house arrest at one point because they were afraid that he would flee the country. Now, it's not just Bolsonaro who disagreed with this ruling, because even Trump reacted to it, saying,
"Well, I watched that trial. I know him pretty well. Foreign leader. I thought he was a good president of Brazil. And it's very surprising that could happen. That's very much like they tried to do with me, but they didn't get away with it at all."
Trump also reportedly has imposed sanctions against the presiding judge and even revoked visas for members of Brazil's high court who were involved in the case. And this has also led to new tens of thousands of supporters of Bolsonaro now staging new protests. I'm going to have to pause the video. The iPhone 17 is about to launch. Put this on pause. I'll be back. Okay, guys, I am back. Good news. I got it. I got the thing. It's gonna be faster. And listen to what Alex, my supportive editor. Listen what he has to say about it.
We'll incorporate it in, and like I say, I hope you got your new iPhone with all of its new features. Like, it looks different, and yeah.
Put yourself there, Alex. I'm not even... Put yourself there. Huh? Alex? God damn. £1,400, and you're going to tell me it only looks different? What about everyone else buying it? You've insulted them too. Where was I? I think we're talking about Bolsonaro and Brazil. Yes, okay, so as for that, the last bit of information you need to know is that the Brazilian Supreme Court has maintained that there is plenty of evidence that Bolsonaro was, quote, acted with the purpose of eroding democracy and institutions. As always, love to know what your guys' thoughts are in the situation in the comments, but moving on. Also, rapid fire mentions, no, not rapid fire news, rapid fire mentions, Elon Musk got dethroned this week as the world's richest man. And the new number one became Oracle co-founder Larry Ellison. And you're wondering, Larry who? Never heard of the bro. Well, you are not alone, because just earlier this week, he was an 89 billionaire. Brokey? Only 89 million? But, shh, don't call him a brokey now, because in a single day, his net worth jumped from 89 billion to 383 billion. After Oracle, they simply put out a stronger than expected earnings report. Oh, a light 300 billion in a day, almost. In fact, it was the stock's single biggest day gain since 1992. And because Larry Ellison is the single largest stockholder of Oracle, bro became richer than Elon, but only for a few hours. That's very short-lived. Because by the end of the day, Elon's net worth rose to 384 billion, beating out Ellison's by 1 billion. They're just fluctuating a couple billies throughout the day. So, as a recording, Elon was dethroned and then rethroned in one day. Insane. Next. And then lastly, Joe Rogan posted a new podcast last night, and then we found out that he was actually filming the moment he found out about Charlie Kirk.
So this just happened. We just found out that Charlie Kirk got shot.
It's fucking awful.
And is he dead?
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
Dead?
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
For news.
Jesus.
Honestly, when I saw this, I was like, imagine trying to manage this in your brain, finding out that someone like this has died, then also trying to continue with the conversation without derailing the entire thing. And as you can see, like, there's a few moments he has no idea what to say because he's thinking about what the hell just happened. And what was also pretty crazy is that just moments after finding out, he actually predicted something very accurate that most people only came to the conclusion of hours, maybe even days.
There's going to be a lot of people celebrating this. It's so scary. It's so dangerous too to celebrate or to in any way encourage this kind of behavior from human beings.
He also then goes on to talk about what a messed up time it is to be in America.
It's a fucked up time. People are so divided in this country. They're so divided, and there's so many people that love it. They love that we're divided, and they profit off that division.
And it's also probably a lot more scary for those people like Rogan who have shared their political opinion to millions of people. I mean, he sat down with Trump on the podcast. He said that no one deserves this and that it doesn't feel real.
Like right now, it just doesn't seem real. It seems so crazy that it's not registering.
It's not, no.
And then the two kind of ended off by speaking about what this assassination could lead to in the country.
Two things is going to happen. Either people are going to realize how fucking insane this is, and we have to have a conversation about being able to have conversations.
Right.
Or it's going to get a lot worse. That's what's scary. Scary is this could spark off some kind of a real violent conflict. You know, that guy had a lot of fans.
Yeah.
A lot of people love that guy.
Yeah, I know.
Honestly, let's hope it is a wake-up call. Said it before, said it again. And at this point, I think we all deserve a day off from the news cycle. Even for someone that covers this every single day, I don't think it's necessarily helpful or healthy when you are just so deep into such heavy news as well. You need 24 hours of refresh, and I think that's what we should all do. So, if there is any big, major breaking news, of course, I'll be here. But hopefully, I will only see you guys on Monday. Until then, have a fantastic refresher of a weekend, and I'll see you then. Here we go again, old friend. I wonder if we're going to grow old together, Alex. And we'll be like, oh, remember back in the day when we used to be youths covering news?